Another day, another FTMO challenge. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about some of the trades I've taken over the last couple of days, how my fourth challenge is going, and give a little bit of feedback on the customer service for FTMO. Let's go. Hi guys, I'm Manny, aka the NocTrader, your friendly neighborhood swing trader, back again with another video. Remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that alert button to get alerts on all my latest videos. If you haven't seen already, I made a video comparing ClickFunder and FTMO, and one of my biggest concerns about FTMO was MT4 and MT5. I hate using them, I hate the user interface, and I really dreaded using it. That's why I had to make a spreadsheet just to calculate lot sizes and all that stuff, just to know how much I was spending on each trade. But here comes CT Trader. Now CT Trader is really useful. I really like it. I like the user interface. I like the fact that you can actually see how much money you're spending by just dragging the stop loss and the take profit. It just makes calculating your trades way easier. But this video isn't about that. I just wanted to mention that because now I'm using CT Trader. Only drawback is that the spread is quite expensive. I much prefer the Admiral spread prices, but that's something we can work on, I guess. Alright, let's get straight into the stats. Now let's get straight into it. Remember, I'm on day 6 of the FTMO challenge. This challenge is where I try to turn 50k into 55k in a month, and I can't have a max drawdown of more than 10% and a daily drawdown of 5%. So as you can see, I started on the 13th of August. My account's been fluctuating quite a bit, so I hadn't refreshed. So as you can see here, I've been trading for 6 days. My max drawdown's been 1,800. My max loss has been 1,500, and my profit so far, I'm just minus £946. So my current balance is 4,953. Well, wait, sorry, 49,053 pence. And my win rate is 40%, but my profit rate is 0.85. So I need to get my profit rate to over 1. My win rate is just about right. I like that 40%. Now here's the brass tacket. So I actually made a really good trade yesterday that made me the bulk of my 1,200s, and I went on and lost quite a bit today, but that was because 2 of my other trades hit their stop loss, and I just would let them run to their stop loss because I was expecting a rebound, but I was up about £1,000 in one of my trades, and then it came back down and came back all the way back to the stop loss, which was a negative. So I should have maybe moved my stop loss into the green, but I wanted it to ride all the way to take profit, and I didn't want to move my stop loss, so that just happened for 2 of my trades. So that's why I'm down this much, but I could claw it back, so no problem. Alright, so let's deep dive into the trades I'm talking about, the 3 trades I've been focusing on for the last couple of days. Trade number one was the New Zealand dollar and the US dollar. So first things first, on the daily and the weekly chart, what I saw here was this line here of resistance that had been held all the way back to April 2018. It'd been rejected once, twice, and thrice, but this time it broken through and it retraced all the way back down near the line. Now I saw this as an opportunity to go long because, as you know, when a breakout of a resistance happens, then all resistances can become new supports, and that's what I was expecting. So I expected this area here to be an interesting area for a long position. What's also interesting is that, as you can see, I've got a lot of these gray lines. Now these gray lines are levels of key support and resistance, so key levels that I mapped out based on the daily chart that I spoke about. So I mapped out all these key levels over the last, that's relevant for the last couple of years, and I found there was a key level here at around 6528, and that level was also very near where the resistance line of the weekly chart was. So that's why I found this areas of interest. What made this even more interesting was that if you went down to the 1 hour chart, sorry, there's so many lines in this chart, but if you go down to the 1 hour chart, let me highlight this just so that you can see it a bit better. So if you can see these thick lines, these lines that I've made thick, what I saw here was that there was a support and resistance being made, and it was like a falling wedge. As we all know about falling wedges, once it hits the point where it converges, it will break out to the upside. So that also kind of helped me agree that this was a long. So there was a lot of confluence going on here. There was a key level here, gray level. There was a weekly and daily resist support that was being touched, and there was a falling wedge on the short time frame. So all of that together made me confident that this was going to be a long. So I took a long position actually here, and what I did was that I did something really clever. Well, I think it's clever anyway. I knew that based off of a falling wedge, there was most likely going to be a retracement. So I took a long here closed out my position here and then let it retrace back down to the line to take a second long. So I made double the profits that I should want to double, twice over. So when it retraced back down to this line, I took a second long and my take profit was at 6600. So my take profit was here. So I left a little bit of money at the table, but I'm happy with that either way. So it climbed all the way up, and then today it made a really big retracement, but I'm going to be talking about that in a second. And this was the trade that made me my £1,200 yesterday. Then we got Great Britain pound and a Canadian dollar. Now, if you remember, if you go back to, I think it was episode 5 or episode 4 of the FTMO challenge, I spoke about how GBP CAD was a play that a long play that I was going to hold for quite some time, and I was kind of upset when I saw this retracement because I had high hopes for this. So on the daily chart, I saw a cup and handle. So as you can see here, all these white lines here are the key levels, and I saw a cup and handle because price had gone like this, sold off, and then the next move would have been just to climb up here. So I was expecting basically just back-to-back green days, to be honest. I was expecting something like this, but that's not what I got. I got a big uplift, which I was happy with, then a big retracement today. Now this retracement, I did think it was going to retrace, but I didn't think it was going to retrace and give back all the profits that I had taken from yesterday. So I was a bit upset about that. If you go to 4-hour chart as well, what you saw was that price climbed, and then it made like a falling wedge. And at this point as well, there was like a resistance line that it stayed true to. So even though it was making a falling wedge, it didn't break this resistance line. So at this point here, I saw, okay, this is where it's going to break out. So I took a long and it shot up. Now, in hindsight, maybe I should have did what I did for NZD USD and taken my profits here, waited for the retracement, then re-entered again, but I held because I thought it was just going to keep climbing, but that wasn't the case. It topped out here and then it started selling off. Now when it sold off, I thought, okay, maybe it's going to sell off to this kind of key level here and then climb again. Did not do that. Broke through it. When it broke through, okay, maybe it's going to find support here because this is like a level of, this is both where the falling wedge has a resistance and also this trend line. Did not do that. Broke through. And the reason behind that was that the FOMC had their minutes today, and I think that dragged down a lot of stocks that were finding their strength because of the weakness in the dollar. So even though this hasn't got dollar in it, it reverberated onto other pairs, and I feel like this is what caused this to make such a drastic drop, because the whole time it was dropping today, I was expecting it at some point to just start making a bounce back, and I really thought, and my stop loss was basically just under here. So it took out my stop loss and took out all the money I'd gained from yesterday, and that was one of the reasons why I made such a loss today, and I kind of took away lots of my profits from yesterday. So it was just unfortunate, but I do believe now that the FOMC minutes are out of the way, I think it'll be back to business as usual, and it will regain what it's lost in the next couple of days. That's my hope anyway, because I've re-entered this trade. As you saw from the beginning of this video, I'm in 2 trades, and those are the 2 trades that got stopped out prematurely, in my opinion. So I believe that they will come back again. So I've made another re-entry because they got stopped out at the stop loss. So my target is still there, and I do believe it will still come up, but if things change, then I've already set these entries in, so hopefully we'll gain back what we lost over the last couple of days. And finally, Euro JPY. Same kind of story with Euro JPY as the GBP CAD. There was a continuous trend line that had been respected all the way back from about July 2020, and every time it hit it, it climbed, hit it again, climbed. So I thought it's gonna happen again. So I took a long position around here, and as you can see here, there was a falling wedge. So once again, falling wedge. Normally, if you take it along here, it'll break out and then it'll make its way up. And that was not the case. It came up to the resistance and then it pulled back again. So I thought, okay, it's going to pull back and then maybe it's going to break out this time. Did not happen. And then the FOMC came and then it broke support. But it didn't really sell off as emphatically as some of the other pairs. It found support at this previous resistance, this previous key level, so which was all right. So I've actually taken another long in it because it stopped me out of my original position, and I set my stop loss just under this key level. So hopefully it will be back to business as usual tomorrow and climb again as I expected to my take profit zone. So this trade and the previous trade both got stopped out by my stop loss, but I've re-entered them and set another stop loss in hopes that it will go back to where it was and hit the take profit. But yeah, we'll wait and see on that. Quick side note from me, a couple of days ago my objectives page was saying give me the wrong data, and it was telling me I'd actually hit my max loss even though I hadn't. So I dropped an email to FTMO just letting them know that the data was wrong, and within the same day they emailed me back saying rectifying the issue and also offering me 5 extra days for my challenge. So I was really impressed by their customer support. They're really fast, really quick on the ball, and solved the issue really fast. So that's just me just singing their praises to the customer support. But yeah, that's just a side note. I just thought I'd tell you, customer support for FTMO, top notch. So yeah, it's me. I'm about 2% down on my account, but not out. Only a couple days into the trade, so I'm not too worried. I feel like I've got a couple more setups that I'm looking to exploit over the next couple of days. So I'll just keep you guys updated on my FTMO challenge. Yeah, so it's Any, aka the NocTrader, signing out.